Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Jay Stone, and I'm the Special Events Coordinator for the Chester County Intermediate Unit. It is my honor to welcome you to the 35th Annual Chester County Academic Competition Championships match, sponsored by the Franklin Mint Federal Credit Union. You have all truly earned your position in tonight's challenge. You have beat out 21 other academic teams for your place in this evening's competition, beginning with 4 months of preliminary competitions, followed by a heated semifinals match in February and March. You represent the brightest, most dedicated academic competitors from Chester County. Please join me in a round of applause for all of your hard work. Tonight's varsity winner will earn the right to represent Chester County in the state academic competition on April 26th in Harrisburg, and will be joining the reigning champs, Great Valley High School. We are so proud of all of your accomplishments, and know any of these teams would be a shining example of Chester County students at the state competition. Before we begin, I'd like to recognize some of the administrators in the audience tonight. Dr. Sandville from Unionville, thank you for attending. And if there's anyone else that I didn't catch, thank you for attending as well. I would like to take a moment to thank the staff who has been with us through these competitions and whose hard work has been critical to making our competitions a success. First, your judges, Dr. Rena Fasalo, and marketing manager, Ms. Jennifer Seeley. Our scorekeeper deluxe, Ms. Ivana Ivanovich, and our electronics specialist, the amazing, the wonderful, Mr. Howard Reiner. And finally, your quiz masters, Ms. Kate Campbell and Mr. Jim Stoddard. I would also like to thank the Innovation Educational Services Department for recording tonight's competition. The recording will be available to watch in June on CCI TV. Thank you to Taylor Reeder and his team for their assistance tonight. Congratulations on making it to the championship match, and best of luck in tonight's competitions. And now your quiz master, Mr. Jim Stoddard.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much, and good evening, everyone. We are delighted to welcome you here, and as Ms. Stone was saying, we've got some wonderful, wonderful competitors in all of our teams represented here tonight. So any of these teams going to Harrisburg would be a terrific credit to Chester County, and I know it will be. And we have a lot of fun out there in Chester County. This same production team does the state championships, the Pennsylvania Academic Championships. So that will be Friday, April 26th in Harrisburg. We'll be in the State House and the State Senate. It's going to be an awful lot of fun. So we're looking forward to that. But of course, we're looking forward to some wonderful competition here tonight. I'd also like to welcome the mothers and fathers. We couldn't do it without you, by all means. You support these wonderful students at home, encourage them, and it just means an awful lot. We have brothers and sisters here today, some parents and grandparents, cousins by the dozens, and we're happy to have you all here. So good luck as we play our competition tonight. You're very familiar with the rules, so I don't think I really need to touch on anything there, so I'll just go ahead and introduce our JV Quizmaster, Kate Campbell, to get things underway. Here we go, Kate.
Thank you. I am so proud of my JV people. These are the stars of the future. So without further ado, let's call up our starting 4 from Westchester Henderson, Westchester East, and Great Valley. And I will go over a few rules, mostly for the benefit of the parents and grandparents and other guests in the audience. We use the first answer rule. Whatever comes out, we have to take. So take that 3 seconds. You have 3 seconds from when I finish reading the question. Take a deep breath and make sure you're giving the answer you want. Please wait to be recognized. Nothing makes me sadder as a former coach, as a former parent of an academic team member, to have to say no, especially when I know you're right. So let's do a buzzer check first, starting with Henderson. East. Great Valley. Wonderful. Well, take a breath. Let's get ready to rumble. Let's start with our math question. Ready, go. If two supplementary angles are in the ratio of 4 to 1, how many degrees? Westchester Henderson.
36.
36 is correct. How many degrees are in the smaller angle? We're going to go to a world history question next. In hopes of preventing war in 1938, Neville Chamberlain went to Germany to meet with Hitler. What position did Neville Chamberlain, Henderson?
Prime Minister of England.
That is correct, Prime Minister. Literature now. What Broadway musical tells of Matt and Louisa who fall in love partly because their parents make them stay away from each other? East.
West Side Story.
No, I'm sorry. Henderson.
Fiddler on the Roof.
No, I'm sorry. Great Valley.
Run.
No, I'm sorry. It's The Fantastics. One of the longest running plays ever on Broadway. West Side Story was a good guess. Here's an American history question. What type of banks provide these services? Lender of last resort to banks and credit unions in trouble, clearinghouse for checks, supplier of currency to banks, destroyer, East.
Federal banks.
More information, please.
Government-run federal banks.
No, I'm sorry. Great Valley.
Federal Reserve Banks.
Federal Reserve Banks is correct. Here's a science question. What is the term for the time when the sun crosses the plane of the Earth's equator, making night and day of approximately, Henderson?
Equinox.
Equinox is correct. Equilux is also correct. We never use that when that means equal day. Equinox means equal night. Here's a world history question. The Aztecs destroyed much of this group's work to build their own capital city, and some Aztec emperors even claimed, Henderson.
Olmec.
No, I'm sorry. East.
Toltec.
Toltecs are correct. Here's another world history question. In 1947, the Dead Sea Scrolls were found. Despite their name, the scrolls were not found in the sea. Where were the scrolls? Henderson.
Caves.
That is correct. Here's a literature question. In 1933, actor Claude Rains starred in a science fiction film based on an 1897 H.G. Wells novel. Great Valley.
The War of the Worlds.
No, I'm sorry. East.
Time Machine.
No, I'm sorry. Name the novel. Henderson.
Back to the Future.
No, I'm sorry. It's The Invisible Man. We'll go back to an American history question. What did the Toleration Act of 1649, issued by Lord Calvert, provide to residents of Maryland? Great Valley.
Religious freedom.
Correct. Here's another science question. Identify the tough connective tissue found East.
Cartilage.
Cartilage is correct. Here's a potpourri question. This type of poem developed from the first stanza of a form of collaborative poetry called renga. A frog jumps. Great Valley.
Haiku.
Haiku is correct. Here's our last toss-up of the first round. It is a contemporary events question. A new fossil of Tyrannosaur named Moros intrepidus has been found in the western United States. Scientists are using the fossil to better understand how Tyrannosaurus rex evolved during the Cretaceous period. What state was the fossil East?
Colorado.
No, I'm sorry. Was the fossil found in? Henderson. I'm sorry?
Utah.
Utah is correct. All right, it's fanfare time. I'm sorry, we're going to have to replace that question. You didn't wait to be recognized, so we're going to replace that contemporary events question. This will just be for East and Great Valley.
Yeah, we
Oh, okay, just Great Valley then. All right, this question is for Great Valley. The latest offering in drones is one unveiled by the U.S. Navy that is at home in the water. It is 5 feet long and can dive to a depth of 300 feet. The Navy calls it the Ghost Swimmer as a nickname, and its exterior shell looks like what large fish? Great Valley?
A shark?
Shark is correct. All right, now it is fanfare time. For those in the audience, we do this on a whiteboard. The captain delivers the answer. They may, of course, defer to someone else on the team if they like. They have 15 seconds with each of these 6 questions. No buzzing in necessary. All right, is everyone set? Your markers already all work? Perfect. Here's your first question. Although this South American country proclaimed independence from Spain in 1821, it was not until the 1824 Battle of Ayacucho that the Spanish were routed from the country. Name this South American country. All right, let's see your answers. Hold them up, please.
Chile. Colombia.
Bolivia?
Peru. All right, here's your next question. About what continent did Joseph Conrad write in his work, Heart of Darkness? Let's see your answers.
Africa. Africa.
Africa?
Right all around. Here's your next question. Name the United States Cabinet Department created in 1988 and headed at first by Edward J. Derwinski in 1989. All right, let's see your answers.
Department of Education. Housing and Urban Development.
Health and Human Services?
Veterans Affairs. All good guesses, though. Does seem like rather recent, doesn't it? All right, here's your next question. About how many hours is the period of circadian rhythm? All right, let's see your answers.
24 hours. 24 hours.
24 hours?
You bet it, it's 24 hours. Here's your next question. Name the United Kingdom Prime Minister nicknamed the Iron Lady. Let's see your answers.
Margaret Thatcher. Margaret Thatcher.
M. Thatcher.
Absolutely. Margaret Thatcher. All right, here's your last fanfare question of the first round. The bone-chilling low temperatures this winter had at least one benefit. Scientists at Virginia Tech believe that the frigid temperatures may have killed off 95% of what pest? All right, let's see your answers.
Emerald oak borer. Mosquitoes.
Mosquito.
Stink bugs. All right, good first round. Very close. 25 for East, 35 apiece for Henderson and Great Valley. Let's take a break, and we'll call you up for round 2. We have longer form questions. These are the kinds of questions that start off with more obscure information and gradually get easier. So it's a little bit different technique, but our students always do very well. All right, this is a math non-computational question. Feel free to use that paper in front of you to take notes on these questions. All right, here we go. Countable and uncountable are words for different versions of this Great Valley.
Infinity?
Infinity is correct. Here's your next question. A proposed language family named for this mountain range would include Turkic, Great Valley.
Urals?
No, I'm sorry. Mongolic and Tugusic languages. Name this Central Asian mountain range. Henderson.
Caucasus.
No, I'm sorry. Central Asian mountain range that contains the headwaters of the Ob and Irtysh rivers. Its name means Gold Mountain in Mongolian. East.
Himalayas?
No, I'm sorry. It's the Altai Mountains. All right, here's your next question. In 1915, the German ambassador to Washington warned Americans not to travel on British ships crossing the Atlantic. East.
Unrestricted submarine warfare?
No, I'm sorry. A week later, 100, Henderson.
Lusitania.
Lusitania is correct. Here's your next question. In the early 2000s, rumors of a Seinfeld curse began after the quick cancellation of individual series starring Michael Richards, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, and what actor who played George Costanza? Great Valley.
Steve Carell.
No, I'm sorry. East.
Hill.
No, I'm sorry. How soon we forget. Jason Alexander. That's right, you weren't born yet.
Yeah, I wasn't born
Like
yet.
a comedian.
Oh my goodness.
What's it?
But it's on every day somewhere,
I'm not
right?
watching it.
I bet-
Goodness. That was just last year, wasn't it? All right. Here's our next question. A significant new use rule proposed by the EPA in 2018 would allow this substance to be used in pipe wrapping, adhesive, and other industrial products. East.
Lead?
No, I'm sorry. Name this fibrous substance used as insulation and fire retardant prior to the 1970s. Henderson.
Asbestos.
Asbestos is correct. Here's your next question. This man dubbed politics the art of the possible 3 years before editing the EMS dispatch to provoke a war with France. East.
Bismarck?
Correct. Bismarck.
Yeah.
Your next question. Mixtures called azeotropes cannot be purified using simple forms of this technique. Great Valley.
Distillation.
Distillation is correct. Here's your next question. The mission of this NASA rover on Mars has now been officially, Henderson.
Curiosity.
No, I'm sorry. Great Valley.
Opportunity.
Opportunity. All right, here's your next question. A redesign by the leading manufacturer of these objects was announced in March 2018 in order to combat abuse of their branch prediction feature, the Spectre and meltdown vulnerabilities. Great Valley.
CPUs.
That is correct. Here's your next question. Despite its name, this organism in genus Dionina feeds mostly on crawling arthropods. This organism secretes digestive enzymes externally when one of these insects touches multiple hairs on one of its leaves. Name this carnivorous plant. East.
Venus flytrap.
Correct. Venus flytrap. I actually had one, I overfed it. I kept giving it little tiny bits of hamburger, and I overfed it. Can't kill these things, but I did. All right, here's your next question. This man created the character Simplicio, who discusses the motion of the planets in his Dialogue Concerning the Two Chief World Systems. He supposedly muttered, "Epor si mueve," after being forced to disavow heliocentrism. Where are we? Henderson.
Galileo.
Galileo is correct. Here's your last toss-up of the second round. Joseph Raphson elaborated on this scientist's method for approximating roots of functions using derivatives. This Englishman feuded with East. Newton is correct. All right, let's get ready for our second round of fanfare. Remember, the captain answers. All right. Everyone set? Let's go. Taking 4 years to complete, this artist painted the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel in the Vatican. Who was this artist who also designed the Great Dome of St. Peter's Cathedral? All right, let's see your answers.
Michelangelo. Michelangelo.
Michelangelo.
Indeed it is, Michelangelo. Here's your next question. When he died at age 84 in 1778, he was a leader in the Age of Enlightenment. Name the author of Candide. Let's see your answers.
Voltaire. Voltaire.
Voltaire.
Oh, you guys are good. Voltaire. If you haven't read Candide, you really must. And if you don't laugh on every page, I'll worry about you. He's very funny. Next question. What famous American aviation pioneer flew combat missions in the Pacific as a civilian during World War II? All right, let's see your answer.
Lindbergh. Lindbergh.
Lindbergh.
Lucky Lindy it is.
Yeah.
All right, here's your next question. With nearly 1/2 of them in the hands and feet, an adult human has how many bones? All right, let's see your numbers.
206. 208.
206.
206. smallest one is where?
Here.
In your ear. All right. Next question. In the novel, Cry the Beloved Country, is set in this country and addresses the themes of racial apartheid. Name it. Okay, let's see your answers.
South Africa. South Africa.
South Africa.
South Africa it is. Here's your last question. It's a contemporary events question. Many areas across the Midwest and Northeast experienced extremely cold temperatures in late January and early February. What two-word term was used to describe this bone-chilling condition? All right, let's see your answer.
Polar vortex. Polar vortex.
Polar vortex.
Right all around. Well done. All right. Deep breaths. This is fine. You're doing great. This is fun. Everyone set? Let's do our math question. Ready, go. 2 out of 7 people buy Frizz hair tonic. How many people use this product? Henderson.
14,000.
No, I'm sorry. East.
10,000.
10,000. For those of you playing at home, how many people use this product in a city with a population of 35,000? All right, here's our next question. It's a world history question. A strategic military route since before the time of Alexander the Great. This road cuts through the mountains east.
Silk Road.
No, I'm sorry. Great Valley.
Burma Road.
No, I'm sorry. Through the mountains between Kabul in Afghanistan and Peshawar in West Pakistan, and is an integral part of the Silk Road. What is this cut through the mountains named? Henderson.
Khyber Pass.
Khyber Pass. Here's a literature question. Born near Dublin in 1906, he lived in Paris and is best known for his 1952 play, Waiting for Godot. Great Valley.
Beckett.
Beckett is correct. Here's an American history question. This U.S. president died in San Francisco in 1923 of an embolism after returning from a visit to Alaska. Great Valley.
Harding.
Harding is correct.
I know I should have.
Here's a science question. What rough, coarse sawing noise is produced by vibrations from the soft palate and vocal cords and occurs during East?
Fricketed?
Say it again.
Fricketed?
No, I'm sorry. And occurs during sleep. Henderson.
Snoring.
Snoring is correct. Here's a world history question. Romulus was the mythical founder of Rome. His ancestors were Aeneas and his wife. Identify this daughter of Latinus, whom Aeneas married after he landed in Italy. Great Valley.
Lavinia.
Lavinia. Here's another world history question. He defeated the Teutonic Knights and kept Russia's western, Great Valley.
Ivan the Terrible.
No, I'm sorry. And kept Russia's western border safe. After becoming the leader of Vladimir in the mid-1200s, he collaborated with the Mongols enough to allow the Russian people to flourish under their rule. Identify this Christian prince who got his name because of his victory over the Swedes in 1240 on the Neva River. East.
Peter the Bold.
No, I'm sorry. Henderson.
Ivan the Great.
No, I'm sorry. It's Alexander Nevsky. Here's a literature question. Using the pseudonym Diedrich Knickerbocker, this American author and diplomat published A History of New York, a satire that has been called the first great book of comic literature written by an American. Name him. Great Valley.
Irving.
Irving is correct. Washington Irving. You have to act like you know. All right, next question. It is an American history question. Sir Walter Raleigh's half-brother, Humphrey Gilbert, attempted to colonize East.
Roanoke.
No, I'm sorry. Attempted to colonize the New World in 1583. Where was Humphrey Gilbert's colony to be located? Great Valley.
North Carolina.
No, I'm sorry. Henderson.
Virginia.
No, I'm sorry. It was Newfoundland. We forget about the North, don't we? Science next. Chemical changes are always accompanied by changes in energy. What describes the process or reaction in which the system absorbs energy from the Henderson?
Endothermic.
Endothermic is correct. Next question. This is potpourri. This state's community of Bombay Beach, which is geographically the lowest in the U.S., is on the Salton Sea. The San Joaquin Valley in this state includes the city of Stockton. Much of the Sierra, Henderson,
California.
California. Here's your last toss-up of this round. It's a contemporary events question. One of the hottest tickets on Broadway is the stage adaptation of To Kill a Mockingbird, starring Jeff Daniels as Atticus Finch. What legendary movie, East?
Gregory Peck.
No, I'm sorry. What legendary movie and TV writer-producer known for A Few Good Men and The West Wing wrote the script for the blockbuster show? Henderson.
Bulger.
No, I'm sorry.
It's like
Great Valley.
Scorsese.
No, I'm sorry. Aaron Sorkin.
That's his name.
All right, let's move on to our last fanfare. All right, first question. He led the nationalist forces to victory during the Spanish Civil War and ruled the whole of Spain from 1939 to 1975. Let's see your answers.
Franco. Franco.
F. Franco.
Franco it is. Here's your next question. Finish this line from Shakespeare. But soft, what light through yonder window breaks? It is the east and... All right, let's see your answers.
Juliet is the sun. Juliet is the sun.
Juliet is the sun.
Perfect. Here's your next question. Name the kind of Protestant denominational church that was founded by Roger Williams in Rhode Island in 1639. All right, let's see your answers.
Baptist. Baptist.
Mennonite.
Baptist. Here's your next question. In psychology, a complex, organized, unlearned behavior pattern that applies to all members of a particular species is called what? Let's see your answer.
Instinct. Social behavior.
Instinct.
Instinct. Here's your next question. The oolitic variety of limestone rock consists of concentric layers built over sedimentary seeds. Like oolitic limestone, this animal-made gemstone is formed from spherical accumulations of calcium carbonate. Name it. Let's see your answer.
Pearl. Amber.
Pearl.
Pearl. Here's your last question. Name the 93-year-old actor who made a cameo in the update of a film he starred in with Julie Andrews, who danced on a desk in Mary Poppins Returns. Let's see your answers.
Dick Van Dyke. Dick Van Dyke.
Van Dyke.
Correct all around. All right. Yes. Okay, we're going to wait 2 minutes. Make sure we've added everything. Oh, you can go back to your seat. All right. Our first question is an American history question, and you have to buzz it. In 1804, Napoleon declared himself Emperor of France. What was the name of his wife, the Empress? Great Valley.
Marie.
No, I'm sorry. Henderson.
Justinia.
No, I'm sorry. It's Josephine. There's a literature question. Jules Verne's Captain Nemo appears in 2 of his novels. One is The Mysterious Island. Henderson.
20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Correct. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Next question.
This is an American history question. One of the first women's colleges in America was established in Poughkeepsie, New York in 1861. Name the college. Great Valley.
Mount Holyoke.
No, I'm sorry. Henderson.
Ithaca.
No, I'm sorry. It's Vassar.
Oh.
This is a science question. Only one element, a halogen, has an electronegativity greater than that of oxygen. Great Valley.
Fluorine.
Fluorine is correct. This is an American history question. These poetic lines are affixed to the Statue of Liberty. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. Name the author. Henderson.
Lazarus.
Lazarus is correct. All right, well done, everyone. Henderson.
Principal, Dr. Heidi Capitola. Welcome, Doctor. And their superintendent is with us too, Dr. Regina Polovinsky. There they are, right there in the back. Thank you so much for coming. Teams, I think we're about ready to go, so let's get our starting four at the tables so we can begin round one. Good luck, everyone.
It's a short one.
And then mark to
Alright, boys.
By the way, we have talked about how the winner here goes on to the state championships in Harrisburg. Those state championships, I don't know if you've seen this in past years, they are televised on PCN, Pennsylvania Cable Network. That's an awful lot of fun. So we have a TV camera here tonight too. By golly, we're going to have you up and running as we have this video available in June, I believe that's going to be, right? Yeah. That'll be fun to look back on this time. First off, yeah, it's on. It's on. Yep. Speaking as loudly as I can. All right, we have the tables chosen by lot. So Great Valley at table 1, Henderson table 2, Unionville table 3. Let's give you a chance with the buzzers. Great Valley, start us off, please. And Henderson. And Unionville. All right, fantastic. We are all set to go. Let's begin the toss-ups in round 1 with the math question. Ready, go. What is the intersection of the solution sets? X squared equals 4, and x plus 7 equals, Henderson?
-2.
-2 is correct. So for those of you playing at home, the solution sets x squared equals 4 and x plus 7 equals 5. All right, we've got 5 points on the board for Henderson, and a world history toss-up is next. During World War I, he was known as the savior of Verdun. But during World War II, his Great Valley?
Baton.
That is right, Pétain. Marshal Pétain became the figurehead in charge of the Vichy government. 5 points on the board. Let's go to literature now. Name the American memoirist, essayist, and counselor on international relations for the American Foundation for the Blind, who was both deaf. Great Valley?
Helen Keller.
Helen Keller, yes. All right, let's do a world history toss-up. Name the American naval hero who uttered the following memorable line. You may fire when you are, Great Valley.
Dewey.
Dewey, yes. You may fire when you are ready, Gridley. Okay, science is up next. Here's your toss-up. The Ring of Fire forms a ringed earthquake zone in Great Valley.
Volcanoes.
No, sorry. Henderson?
Pacific Ocean.
Pacific Ocean, that's it, yes. And that would become clear with the rest of the question, in the basin of which ocean? So Pacific Ocean it is, and we have a potpourri question for you. Now that, we still have to get to Unionville on the scoreboard. Maybe this potpourri question will be right up your alley. In the 2000 Republican primaries, this politician traveled on a bus known as Great Valley?
John McCain.
John McCain, yes. A bus called the Straight Talk Express. Let's get into contemporary events for our next toss-up. A winter storm on February 11th hit this state, Great Valley?
Washington.
No, sorry. Hit this state, not known for its winter storms, depositing precipitation at Poly Poly State Park, along with massive waves along the coast and strong winds. Name the state. Henderson?
Hawaii.
Hawaii it is, yes. They do have mountains there, and it does get cold enough to snow from time to time. All right, on to world history we go. The French, British, and Turks fought against the Russians from Henderson?
Crimean War.
No, sorry. fought against the Russians from 1854 to 1856 in the Crimean War. Most of the war was fought on the Crimean Peninsula. Unionville.
Ukraine.
No, sorry. In which sea is the peninsula located? Great Valley?
Black Sea.
Black Sea, that's it, yes. On to literature we go. Name the American river featured in Down the Great River by Great Valley?
Mississippi.
Mississippi, yes.
I said Mississippi first. I said.
By Willard Glazier and Huckleberry Finn by Mark Twain. All right, on to American history we go. Here's your toss-up. Small children who have just been toilet trained may start wetting their pants if mom and pop get divorced. This is just one example of what psychological, Unionville?
Nocturnal enuresis.
No, sorry. Great Valley?
Separation anxiety.
No, sorry. This is just one example of what psychological concept, when people under stress act less mature than they really are. Henderson.
Regression.
Regression, good, that is right. And we've got 5 points for you, and here's a science toss-up. These animals are not only the most numerous types of arthropod, but, Unionville.
Beetles.
No, sorry. But with over 800,000 species, they are the most, Henderson?
Ants.
No, sorry. They are the most numerous type of animal. Name them. Great Valley.
Fly.
No, it's insects. Insects.
Was that insect in the question?
All right, one toss-up question remaining in this round. This is a potpourri question. The translucency of some of these systems comes from the Tyndall effect. The Unionville.
Colloid.
Colloid, yes, that is right. All right, that'll take care of our toss-ups in round one. So let's go to the fanfare round, please. So everybody's all set to go. Here we go with your first question. One surviving female specimen of the species Fernandina galapagos has been found after being believed extinct for 100 years. Fernandina is an island in the Galapagos chain. The giant amphibious creature is what kind of reptile? Please write your answer. And let's see the cards, please.
Tortoise.
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 Tortoise it is. Yes, everybody picks up 5 points. Good. Here is your next question. World history. Name the Bolshevik leader who ordered the assassination of Nicholas II, the last Russian Tsar, in 1918. All right, captains, hold up the answers, please.
Lenin.
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 Lenin, yes. Vladimir Ilyich Lenin. We all erased and ready? You're so quick. Here's a literature question. Name the British poet whose works include On First Looking Into Chapman's Homer, Ode to a Nightingale, Ode on a Grecian Urn. All right, teams, let's see the answers, please.
Keats.
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 Keats, yes, that is right, John Keats. Okay, we all set? Here's an American history toss-up. This is a fanfare question. What annual festival takes place in Washington, D.C., generally during the first 2 weeks in April? And let's see the answers, please.
Science Week. Cherry Blossom.
Cherry Blossom Festival.
Cherry Blossom Festival, yes, that is right. The cherry trees were a gift from the mayor of Tokyo. All right, let's get into science for our next fanfare question. The light reactions of photosynthesis can be broken into 3 parts. The oxidation of water, the reduction of NADP+, and the formation of what energy molecule? And show the answers, please.
ATP. ATP.
ATP.
Absolutely right. Yes, everybody is perfect. All right, one question remaining in this fanfare round from the potpourri category. Name this playwright who wrote The Jew of Malta. Wow, everybody was so quick with this one. Let's see your answers, please.
Marlowe. Marlowe.
Marlowe.
Marlowe, yes, Christopher Marlowe. Good. As we come to the end of round 1, we have 30 points for, 30 points for Unionville. Oh, scores are changing. Make that 35 for Unionville. 50 for Henderson, 55 for Great Valley. Let's take a 2-minute break. Round 2 is on the way. Teams, welcome back for round 2. It's okay, take your time.
Sorry.
No problem. If you see one of our regular matches, I'll usually have some pertinent comments or jokes or who knows what. I've been holding off on those tonight because our judge, Rita Vassallo, has been requesting a lot of songs. So we'll see what we can come up with. Maybe a song about math. Who knows? All business all the time. You got it right. On we go to round 2, and this is the one that begins with the non-computational math questions, and then we go into the long-form NAQT questions. So here's your math toss-up. Adding this number to the sample size gives the degrees of freedom for the student's t-test. This constant equals Great Valley?
1.
No, sorry. Unionville?
Chi.
No, sorry. This constant equals the correlation coefficient for points given by the function y equals minus 2x plus 1, which display a perfect negative correlation. Give this square root of 1. Henderson.
I.
Oh, sorry, negative 1.
What?
All right, on to our long-form NAQT question. Here's your next toss-up.
Wait.
This shortest phase of mitosis begins when let me find the light. Yes, Unionville.
Anaphase.
Anaphase. Yes, that is right.
Yeah, I can hold.
And here's your next toss-up. The 57-story tall Key Tower is this city's tallest building. The building in this U.S. city has a glass pyramid facade. Unionville?
St. Louis.
No, sorry. Glass pyramid facade designed by I.M. Pei. The mouth of the Cuyahoga River in this, it's Great Valley?
Cleveland?
Cleveland, yes, that's right.
No.
All right, teams, here's your next question. Like phosphorus, the production of this diatomic molecule by bacteria is a, Unionville?
Nitrogen.
Nitrogen, yes, that is right. And on to our next toss-up. This poem's hero rests near a tum-tum tree that grows, Unionville.
The Song of Hiawatha.
No, sorry. Great Valley?
Jabberwocky?
Jabberwocky, yes, that's it. A tum-tum tree that grows in a tulgey wood. Okay, here's your next toss-up. The general motion of these devices is described by Jacobi. Great Valley?
Simple harmonic oscillators.
No, sorry.
No.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, thank you. More information, please.
Quantum oscillators.
No, it's all right. I'm sorry, I didn't catch you. Lost in. Oh, thank you. Unionville.
Springs.
No, it's all right. One of these items demonstrated the Earth's rotation in an experiment by Leon Foucault. Ideally, the period is independent of the mass in what items exemplified by a bob oscillating on a string? Henderson.
Pendulum.
Pendulum. Yes, that's what it is. Thank you.
No. That's not a quantum oscillator.
Now, here's your next toss-up, teams. A monarch from this dynasty was targeted in the Ridolfi plot. Henderson.
Tudor.
Tudor. Yes, that's correct. And now we have a contemporary events question for you. Peter Thorkelson was an American musician and actor who first found fame and great success with hit records in the late 1960s. He and his bandmates performed and toured pretty much from then to now. His stage name was Peter Tork, and he died on February 13th. It's Henderson?
Monkeys.
The Monkees, yes, that's right. And this is a great opportunity for me to sing. No, I can't do that to Rita. Okay, here we go with your next toss-up, teams. Got a couple left in this round. The effectiveness of these substances can be deliberately lowered by the addition of a poison. Homogeneous examples of the Great Valley?
Catalyst.
Catalyst, yes, that's correct. All right, teams, let's put everybody back in play and try this question. The reagent LAH carries out this type of reaction when it converts an amide to an amine. In a galvanic cell, this type of, Henderson?
Reduction.
Reduction is right, yes.
It could have been either one.
And here's your next toss-up, teams. One novel by this author is partially set on the island of San Lorenzo, whose inhabitants secretly practice Unionville?
Vonnegut.
Vonnegut it is, yes. And one toss-up remaining in the round. Here it is. Dennis Gabor invented this technology, which typically starts by splitting a laser into object and Great Valley.
Interferometer.
No, sorry. Splitting a laser into object and reference beams that records their interference pattern. Shining an identical laser on their recording produces the original light field. In what method of creating 3D images? Unionville.
Holograms.
Holograms, yes, that's right.
That's difficult. That's really difficult.
Well, all right, that'll take care of the toss-ups in round two. So have the boards at the ready, please. The fanfare round. Looks like everybody's ready. Let's kick it off with this question. The Parliament of Greece has ratified the NATO accession protocol for this country on the Balkan Peninsula. What country is becoming the newest member of NATO? Please remember that it recently changed its name. And let's see the answers, please.
North Macedonia.
North Macedonia.
Macedonia.
It is North Macedonia. North Macedonia. So 5 points for Great Valley and Henderson. If you're all set, we have a world history question for you next. The first Christian institute of higher learning was established in Egypt in the 2nd century AD. In what city was it founded? And show your answers, please.
Alexandria.
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 Alexandria, yes, that's right. 5 points for each of our teams. And that brings us to literature. Name the ill-tempered Queen of Wonderland from Lewis Carroll's Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. And show your answers, please.
Queen of Hearts.
Queen of Hearts.
Queen of Hearts.
Off with their heads. That is right. Yes, Queen of Hearts it is.
I don't think they remember using
5 points for all three of our teams. Here's an American history question next. What famous figure from Cooperstown, New York, is supposed to have fired the first shot of the Civil War for the Union in defense of Fort Sumter? And show your answers, please.
Anderson.
Anderson.
Doubleday.
Doubleday. Yes, Doubleday is correct. Abner Doubleday.
Baseball.
The other two answers, those are designated hitters. Good, we got some baseball fans here. They got that.
Baseball.
Here's a science question next, teams. There are two major classes of seed plants, gymnospermi and angiospermi. What are the cone-producing gymnospermi called? And let's see the answers, please.
Seaweed.
Conifer.
Conifer.
Conifer is the correct answer, yes. So we have 5 points for Henderson and Unionville. And we have one question remaining in the round. It's a potpourri question. Cooling magma or lava forms this class of rocks. Name it. Show your answers, please, teams.
Yes.
Igneous.
Igneous.
Igneous, yes, that is right. So 5 points for all three of our teams. And that will bring our second round to a close. Let's wait just a moment for the scores to update. Oh, they're good? Fantastic. We have 80 points for Unionville, 90 for Great Valley, 95 for Henderson. Very close as we head into round three, but first a 2-minute break.
Science is very binary. Should have really less reduction oxidation. There could be another clue coming up.
All right, teams, welcome back for round three. I think we have some new faces with us. Fantastic. Welcome to you. I know you're going to add a lot to your team's score, and the very best of luck to you. Let's start the toss-ups with the math question. Ready, go. Factor x squared minus Unionville.
The quantity x minus 3 multiplied by the quantity x minus 1.
Absolutely right. Good. We have 5 points to add to your score. Let's go to world history for the next toss-up. After the fall of Rome, they landed in North Africa and Unionville.
The Vikings.
No, sorry. And developed a reputation for widespread destruction. Named this group, it's Great Valley.
Vandals.
The Vandals. Yes, that's right. We have a literature question for you next. Its main character was, quote, not beautiful, but men seldom realized it when caught by her charm, as the Tarleton twins were. Name this Margaret Mitchell movie. Great Valley.
Gone with the Wind.
Gone with the Wind, yes. Here we go with an American history toss-up next. What is the more common name for the legislation passed in 1944 by the U.S. Congress as the Serviceman's Readjustment? Henderson.
GI Bill.
GI Bill, yes, that's right.
I should have asked. It's fine.
Serviceman's Readjustment Act. GI Bill is quite correct, good for 5 points. And here's a science toss-up. Have you had any cookies or cake lately? If so, you're likely to have consumed this ingredient. What's the common name for Unionville?
Gluten.
No, sorry. What's the common name for sodium, hydrogen? That's Great Valley.
Baking soda.
Baking soda, that's it, yes. All right, good. Potpourri is the category for the next toss-up. In 2015, women without high heels were barred from this event's gala for Todd Haynes. It's Great Valley?
The Met.
No, sorry. For Todd Haynes' Carol. Lars von Trier came to this event in 2018 after being declared persona non grata in 2011. Netflix films were banned from competing in the 2000. It's Unionville?
Oscars?
No, sorry. Still haven't finished? Okay, here we go. We'll finish the question. Netflix films were banned from competing in the 2018 edition of what French film festival? And it's Henderson.
Cons.
Cannes, yes, that's correct.
I didn't know that, so it's...
And that brings us to contemporary events. This well-known shoe retailer has filed for, it's Great Valley.
Payless shoe source.
That is right, yes. Ladies, they're having a big sale. World history is up next. Here's your toss-up. Mass demonstrations took place in Iran in the late 1970s. Whom did... it's Henderson.
The Shah.
No, sorry. Unionville.
The Ayatollah Khomeini.
That is right, yes.
Can you hold it down? Can you hold it down?
Question finishes, whom did these demonstrations support? And we have a literature question for you next. Russia's Tsar Alexandra III bowed to her, and other 19th century European monarchs gave her jewelry for her performances on the stage. What French woman kept acting into her late 70s, even after she had part of her leg amputated in 1915? Great Valley. Sorry, time. Anytime, Unionville?
Jaconde.
No, it's all right. Sarah Bernhardt. Sarah Bernhardt. Sure.
Oh, I didn't know that, sorry.
All right, we have an American history toss-up next. Identify the limestone caves located in southeastern New Mexico. Anderson.
Carlsbad Caverns.
Carlsbad Caverns is right, yes.
I was between a couple. Yeah, I didn't know that. I wouldn't have done that.
All right, let's get into science for our next toss-up. As a mathematical equation, this scientist's law is PV Henderson.
Boyle.
Oil is right, yes. The scientist's law is PV equals K1. All right, one question remaining in this toss-up round. It's a potpourri question. The giant ships constructed for this emperor were found in Lake Nemi in 1930. It reportedly sent troops to collect seashells near the it's Great Valley.
Caligula.
Caligula is right, yes. Did some very bizarre things. Indeed. All right, let's go to our fanfare round. So let's get the whiteboards at the ready, please. All set to go. Here's your first question. It's in contemporary events. A summit between Israel and the Visegrad group has been canceled following Poland's reaction and withdrawal to Israel's statements on the Holocaust alleging Polish involvement. There are 3 other countries in the Visegrad group. Name the 3. All right, so the answers, please, teams.
U.S., Saudi Arabia, and Britain.
Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania.
Germany, France, Austria.
And they are Czech Republic, Hungary, and Slovakia.
Oh, not the
Okay.
All right, world history is up next. We all set erasing? Good, here we go. Solomon Andri tried to get there by balloon, while Fridtjof Nansen unsuccessfully tried ice floes. What location did Robert Peary try to reach by foot, and Robert Byrd tried to reach by airplane? Please write your answer. And the answer is
North Pole.
North Pole.
North Pole.
North Pole. Yes, that's right. They are all three correct. And that brings us to a literature question. In the play, Our Town, the actress placed in the audience is known as what? And show your answers, please, captains.
Plant.
The helper.
Martha.
She's called the Lady in the Box. All right, American history is your next category. Here's your fanfare question. This flag shows 13 gold stars and a gold anchor on a white background. Name the New England state it represents. And show the answers, please.
Rhode Island.
Massachusetts.
Rhode Island.
Rhode Island is correct. So we got 5 points for Great Valley and for Unionville.
It's so good, John.
Doesn't say in the Union.
And that brings us to science. Here's your next fanfare question. Faintness from excess oxygen caused by rapid breathing is called what?
Yeah, it is.
And show the answers, please.
Hypoxia.
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 It's hyperventilation.
Cause rapid breathing.
All right, one question remaining in the round. This is a potpourri question. This woman, whose abduction by Paris sparked the Trojan War, attempted to reveal the men hidden inside by imitating the voices of their wives. Name her. And everybody was on this question quickly. Let's see the answers.
Helen.
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 Helen is right. Helen of Troy. Wow. Teams, what an amazing match. Thank you so much for your hard work. It's been a wonderful, wonderful season with you. We're going to wait approximately 2 minutes while we check all of our addition, and then we will announce the final scores, the winners, and award the trophies. Thanks so much, everyone. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have reviewed all the scoring, and there are the final scores. We finished with 105 for Unionville, 125 for Henderson, 130 for Great Valley. Congratulations. Now, Great Valley is the defending state champion from the Pennsylvania Academic Championships, which they won last year, so they will be returning. But Chester County is in an enviable position this year because we are sending 2 teams to Harrisburg. Westchester Henderson will also be joining them for the Pennsylvania Academic Championships on April 26th. Congratulations! Now, what we've been coming up to tonight, we have a beautiful trophy to award and also some checks from Franklin Mint Federal Credit Union, and these are for our winning schools. For Unionville, we have a check for $500 for your scholarship fund. Come right up. Kevin, would you like to accept the check, or would you like to have one of these students accept it? Oh, there we go. Come right up, sir. Okay, teams, fill in around the check, if you will, and we'll get some photographs here. Parents, if you'd like to take some pictures too, that'd be just fine. We'd love to have you do that. I must say too, I can't say enough good things about Franklin Mint Federal Credit Union. They've been with us for a good solid decade now, supporting our program, and we're so grateful for their support. I'm just sorry that we don't have someone with us tonight from Franklin Mint so that we could say that in person and shake their hand. But it really means an awful lot to us. Thank you, Franklin Mint. Dollars for their scholarship fund, Westchester Henderson. So team members, awesome job. Please come right up. We're looking forward to seeing you in Harrisburg this year. I'll be in the State House. Kate Campbell will be in the State Senate, and we'll have an awful lot of fun. The students did such a wonderful job. Competition. There's the trophy, the traveling trophy that they get to keep for the next year, and their name will be engraved on that trophy. Fantastic.
All right, look here, please. Can we have the trophy on the side, maybe? Sorry. Great job, all right. Okay, everyone look here, please, smile. Would our principal superintendent like to have in the photo? Thank you.